Hey, everybody, what's up? Yes, I'm back in the studio, guys. I know. It's been a minute, but I am back. And you can see that the word on here is consistent, because I'm trying to be more consistent. I'm not on the camera today because this is going to be one that you guys could just, turn on, drive to work. You don't even have to focus on the screen. You could just tune in. And I want you to tune in with your ears and your mind and your body and your soul so that you could get this whole word. Now, this episode may seem a little bit all over the place. And that's because it's been a minute since I have brought you guys content. It's been a minute since I've been available to just kind of sit down and press pause on my own life and take the time to get back to the get back. So, I apologize in advance if I'm all over the place, if I sound all over the place. But the word is in there. Just know that the word is definitely going to be in this content. But what's up? What's up? What's going on with you guys? Man, I think my last episode featured in February. Y'all, I'm ashamed. It's May. Yeah, it's May. I know, right? What was I thinking? Let's see, what was I thinking? So March was truly a month of celebration. March was truly a month of celebration. April, well, hey, April was truly a month of celebration as well. So I've had 2 months of exciting times, not only celebrating myself, celebrating other people, and enjoying it, enjoying life. I need to get to a point where I kind of and this is on my to-do list. I need to get to a point where I'm actually taking you guys with me for some things because I feel like y'all are missing out on a lot of cool things, a lot of cool experiences. And we can kind of parlay that into a conversation about life because everything is life out loud, right? When you're somewhere, when you're living somewhere, when you're doing some things, when you're with your people, you're living out loud. So, of course, with all those things, you may take a piece here, you may take a piece there that may resonate with you or not. But yeah, I mean, I've just been taking time as the old saying goes, is taking time to smell the roses and to also give people their roses while they're here. You probably heard me mention this before. Um, there was a point in time, probably about 5 years back, where it was full throttle. It was full throttle, all about me. Um, and I took on way too much on my plate. Everything was flowing as it should. My daughter's commitments were being done. Some things that I had signed up for were being done and being handled. And then I got to a point in my life where I was like, yeah, yeah, Kesha is definitely going to need to hit pause and press that button and take the time out for herself because a lot of times we as human beings don't realize that we are going on autopilot and our normal is not very normal for other people. Our normal is normal to us. And when I say that, I mean, if we have 6 different meetings in one day and then we come home and we got 3 more and we're used to that, we're on a 10, right? So we're used to being on a 10. Our mind is used to being on a 10. Maybe we function better on a 10, but we don't realize it until those people in our circle or those people that mean the most to us say, uh, what's really going on here? Like, you need to take a break. Like, they see the levels of stress that are accumulating. They see what's going on, but we don't see because we're in the thick of it. So I about a year ago, probably maybe a year and a half ago, I decided, hey, I'm going to hit that button. It was a huge decision for me to make to slow down because I'm not, like I said, my normal is on a 10 and I'm not used to kind of chilling somewhere between a 6 and maybe a 6.5, tipping toeing into a 7, but it was very awkward for me at first, to actually have time to breathe and reset. It was very awkward, but I realized in that moment what I truly was missing. And even though I was around, I was doing what I needed to do far as wife duties and mother duties and getting things done and Ubering my kid here and attending this practice and that practice. I still wasn't down to the core of it all, meaning the true version of what mommy looks like or should look like, to my expectations, or what wife looks like to my expectations, wasn't happening. It was kind of, legit felt like me and my husband were ships in the night, kind of coming and going and making sure that all of our daughter's tasks, and events and things were being met. We were tag teaming, and I was doing this on certain days when I could, and he was doing that on certain days when he could, but we were never actually connecting together. By the time I got off that last meeting at night, it may have been 9:30, and guess what? Keshamo has a whole bedtime. I don't know if I've told you guys this before, but Keshamo has a whole bedtime, and literally my body will, it's like if your low battery on your phone is down to 2% and it turns off on its own. Yeah, Keshamo shuts down anywhere between 9:30 and 10 o'clock every night. It doesn't matter if it's a holiday, it doesn't matter if it's vacation, it doesn't matter if it is the weekend. Guess what? Keshamo is winding it down. And so I'm found myself hopping off calls and hopping into bed. So, and then getting up the next day and doing it all over again. And the weekends were so jam packed that it was going from this event to that event and that event to this event and this event again. And there was really no time to actually be in the moment and understand and love on and celebrate and do all these things that we should be doing with the people that we care the most about. So, long story short, I hit that button because I became more consistent in my role as mommy, as daughter, as sister, as wife, um, and a little more present in some friendships that needed some nurturing. So, I'm unapologetic about that. And here we are today. And I hit that pause button without realizing I hit that pause button on you guys, right? So the show is kind of taking a back burner to life. Like I said, those people that matter to me the most. So that's what I've been doing these last couple of months. But I'm so happy to be back because this month is going to be probably 80% heavy with mental health, because May is mental health month. And those that really know me in real life know that I am an advocate for mental health and making sure that we are checking in on those people that we typically don't check in on, because we may have some friends. You may hear the saying, check on your strong friends. It's not to say check on the ones that need your love and your hugs and your support and your ear. We all have those friends or family members that are probably functioning at a 10, that are in go mode all the time. They don't really have time to sit and talk and process things that's going on in their life or going on in your life. And they may need a hand. They may need some love. They may need a hug. They just may need that text message that says, hey girl, hey, or hey boy, hey, or what's up, dude, or whoever, or however. And so I challenge everybody to be in that moment. Let's start with May, but I want it to consistently go to a weekly thing for those that you care about, you know, a daily thing. And it doesn't have to be a whole phone call, because if you're like me, you don't like hanging on the phone, right? So, side note, I talk for a living. And so I talk a lot for a living and I listen probably double that or more than that for a living. So my time to myself, I don't feel like talking to anybody other than those people that I need to talk to, meaning those people that reside in my home, those people that I have to check on, okay, my parents, and my siblings. So if you are a friend, an associate, a community leader, a person that I move with in the community or associate myself with in the community, you're probably going to get a text. But let me tell you this, that text is just as empowering as a phone call would be for a person, because you don't know at the moment that you send that text message, that person may be in a whole situation mentally, physically. They may be at their 10 right now, but they really want to fall back to a 5. But they can't because they keep going. Because why? They're consistent in their daily routine, consistent in their career, consistent in, I gotta, sell this house. I gotta close this deal. I gotta make sure that my kids eat, my family eats. I'm the breadwinner. I'm tired. I gotta make sure little JoJo and little Riri get to these events. I got a whole event I got to get to, but guess what? I'm dog tired and I have no more fuel in my tank. And at that moment, ping, they get that text message that says, "Hey, friend, how's it going? You were on my mind, you on my heart, you on my spirit, and I just wanted to check in on you." That's a whole game changer. That is a whole game changer. And I tell you this not just because I'm a mental health professional, but I tell you this because it has happened to me where I have had a day from someplace that is just not very pleasant, and that ping comes through, that text message, and it comes from a person that maybe I haven't heard from in a while. So it's got an extra cherry on top, and I'm like, oh wow, I was on that person's spirit today. You know, we truly do have a connection. So when I say check on your strong friends, check on those friends that typically won't reach out. They typically won't say, you know what, I've had a week from HELL. I've had a month from HELL. I've been going through it. Life been taking me there. Life's been life. And that's the new term for, man, it's been rough. Life has been life. And with everything that's going on outside of our personal lives, like the economy, the world, it's so much going on. So check on your strong friends. So May is an opportunity to challenge you guys to put that toe out there, put that foot out there. And if you're the person that usually just falls back and kind of gets in your own zone, sorry, I had to take a sip of coffee. Try to do better, try to be better. I would say this, I am an empath, and I am, like I said, I talk a lot for a living, but I listen 10 times more than that. And so when I'm in my circles, I'm always that person that people expect to reach out. They expect me to take on that role and reach out. They expect me to have my crystal glass or crystal ball and say, "Ooh, so and so needs me to reach out." And here's the thing, I do, because that's just who I am, right? But nobody ever reaches out to me. Now, I will retract that statement. I will say there are, and when I say no one, I mean friends, okay? I'm not talking about family members. I'm not talking about, your siblings. I'm not talking about your friends that you call family, cousins, stuff like that. I'm talking about the check on your strong friend comment, right? So no one, but I'm going to be completely transparent here. I probably have about 2 people that reach out to me and say, "I hadn't talked to you this week. What's going on?" But I have some people that are in my circle and my inner circle that do not reach out to me. And it got to a point where, guess who was reaching out the most? It was Kesha, right? And so I had to take a moment and take a pause and say, I'm going to fall back a little bit. I believe in checking on your strong friends. I believe in checking on friends that are busy and have these high caliber careers, and are always moving and shaking. Um, but sometimes you got to realize I'm not even on that person's mind or spirit or heart, because I have put out that effort, but guess what? That effort isn't coming back. Sometimes we find ourselves being the bigger person, because I am a consistent person. 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna bring consistency to whatever it is that I do. And my friendships, and my close friendships at that, that's something that is non-negotiable and I don't play with, because like I said, I am a caregiver at heart. I am an empath, and I always want everybody to be okay. But you get to a point where it's like that's not being reciprocated. And these people are your inner circle, supposedly. And guess what? They have not checked in on you in 2-3 months. Now, social media is a facade of making us think that we're connected to people. Because to be honest with you, social media is not a whole connection. Social media is actually a situation for nosy people. Yeah, I said it. I said it. Run that back. It is a situation for nosy people. People that want to be involved in other people's lives from a distance, but not necessarily want to be in their lives, right? They want to know what's going on with that person for whatever reason, whether it's to see if that person is achieving their goals, whether it's to see if that person's not achieving their goals, whether it's to see if that person is still happily married, whether it's to see if that person is not happily still married. It is a apparatus for nosy people. And I have come in contact with people that I have clicked accept on social media, and we are social media friends, quote unquote, right? Associates, pals, and walk right past each other in public and not even speak. So you can't use social media as a form of a facade of connecting with someone, because you are not connecting. You may look at that person's stories religiously. You may be the first one to click on that story when that thing light up. But guess what? Have you actually sent that person a text in real life, or called that person and said, "Hey girl, what's up? What's going on? Hey dude, what's happening? How's your kid? How's your family? How are you?" You know, I got people that claim to be in my inner circle, and my daughter's been dealing with alopecia for over a year, and they have never, hardly ever reached out. Yes, and I'm saying it, I'm preaching to everybody in the church today. They have never, ever, ever reached out and said, "Hey, how's Boo Boo doing? How's she doing?" They look and see my journey on stories, but they have never picked up their phone, and they got that telephone number. But then if you fall back and you start going down the path that they went down, then you're an issue. You're a problem. So I don't want to go down a rabbit hole, but I'm just saying, check on your strong friends if you care. If you don't, then continue down that same path that you're going down. And you know, we all have moments in our lives where we can't step outside of the box and think about anybody else other than ourselves. Been there, done that. Okay. Fall back sometimes, got to get myself back on the right path. We all get self absorbed in our lives and our daily trials and what's going on with us and what's going on with our families. But if you hold that title as a friend, I'm not talking about an associate or somebody you click on and accept on social media. If you hold that title as a friend, then uphold that title and check in with your strong friends. So May, yes, May is Mental Health Month, Mental Health Awareness Month. Tap in not only to your people, tap into yourself. Let's start there. Because if you don't already know what your struggles are and your troubles are, and you're tackling those, then I get it. You can't really open up for anybody else. That cup is already half full, or maybe more than full. So how are you going to pour into somebody else with your own baggage and luggage and issues? So let's start there. Let's start with acknowledging our own struggles. And then maybe once you acknowledge your own struggles, then you can be a better friend. You can be a better husband. You can be a better wife. You can be a better mother. You can be a better father. You can be a better cousin. You can be a better daughter. You can be a better sister. You can be a better person, a better human. So that's my challenge. That's my challenge for not only you, but for me. And I do this for a living. So I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. So please tap into yourself. Let's be consistent. So I struggle myself with consistency. As you see, my podcast has been laying dormant for 2 months. And that's because I was consistent in another place. So just because you kind of fall back from one situation, you may be pouring into another situation. I was told that I needed to be more present in my home. I was told that I need to be a better support for my husband. I was told that I need to be more interactive and engaging with my daughter. So because of that, and with family members too, siblings, Because of that, I needed to take a moment and hit the pause button and say, hey, I need to do some checks and balances here. I had to check myself and balance my life. And that's what I'm doing now. So there's no regret. It's unapologetic. Whatever I step back from or have stepped back from in the last year or so, it is what it is. Because at the end of the day, the things that bring me true joy and love are right here in my home. And I don't need a person, a situation, a collaboration, an organization, anything to tell me that I'm being a good parent, a good wife, a good person, a good human, and the list goes on and on and on. That starts with me and what my expectations are for my journey. And that's what mental health is. It's acknowledging what you need and what you need to give in order to live a successful journey. And that journey may look like something totally different for everybody. Why? Because we're human. I mentioned this before. My journey is not your journey. Your journey is not my journey. But whatever it is that we feel we need in our toolkit to get us down a successful journey, only we know. So check out and reach out to not only yourselves, your inner self, but check out and reach out to those who actually may be wanting you to reach out to them, but not saying they want you to reach out to them. You understand what I'm saying? Let's be consistent. Let's be consistent in all parts of our lives. You give 150% when you hit that career button, when you go in that office or you work from home or whether it's your own personal business or you work for someone else, you give 150%. Why? Because you want to reap that reward. That reward is that income that's coming in that affords you to live the life that you're living. So you're pouring into that. But let's not let that be the only outlet that you're pouring into. Let's pour into the people that pour into us. Let's pour in to the people that pour into us. Everybody don't need 150%. You may have some people in your family or your close circle that maybe only need 30%. But the fact that you gave that 30% and took that time out of your life to do that really made their day, really made their hour, really shifted the outcome of their day and made them feel 10 times better. Maybe that's exactly that text they received was exactly what they needed before they walked in this meeting that they've been dreading to have with a boss, employees, coworkers. They're getting ready to walk into a meeting and have many tough conversations. But guess what? That little text ping right before they were getting ready to walk in, and that completely changed their whole approach. So check in. Check in. All right, all right. So I have rambled and rumbled, and I told y'all this episode probably would be all over the place because I haven't talked to y'all in so long. And we're in May. May is a beautiful month. May is a month of restoration, observation. We start pulling out those sundresses. We start getting on that patio. Of course, it's been a lot of rain, and prayers out to those that have recently been flooded and have lost a lot of their properties and their homes and are displaced. It is no joke when you lose everything. I've been there twice throughout my childhood, and as a child, it literally crushed me to my soul. And then again, as an adult. So my prayers are out there to all those that are currently being affected by all of the storms and the floods. But May is a month of restoration. It is a month of beauty. April showers bring May flowers. That's true. You have to nurture and, like I said, pour into in order to get a beautiful outcome, in order to bloom, in order to grow, in order to elevate or evolve. And May is the month to do that. It's the end of school. So people are finishing journeys, transitioning into new journeys. The kids are graduating high school, going to college, or going to trade school, or getting a job, and so it's a time of growth and evolving into the summertime. So my struggle is I no longer have an elementary age child. Yeah. Yeah, that's scary for me. So it's a time of transition over here in our household. A whole junior high kid. Like I think I've been like anxious about this since the start of this past school year, but now that it is like here on my doorstep, I'm like, OMG, what in the world? So, May isn't a beautiful month. It's where you start planning those family trips for the summer vacation, with the intent of happiness and love and relaxation. So free up some of that mind space. Free it up. Make room for awesomeness. Make room for self growth. Make room for elevation. Make room for communication, collaboration, stimulation. I could go all day with the shuns. But I wanted to hop on and let you know that the Kesha Said It show is back. Yes, she's back. And the word consistent, I want you to challenge yourself to be more consistent for this month, checking in on those strong folks or those not so strong people, checking in on yourself, being a better person, being a better human, and just being better. So without further ado, guys, I gotta go. But the show is back. Like I said, weekly drops, Thursdays, new episodes coming. Like, share, subscribe. Oh, and that's another thing. Hold on. Let me rewind. Before I close out this episode, guys, I have been gone for 2 months. And y'all know y'all could have been watching those reruns. Y'all could have been still promoting the show. Y'all could have said it's coming, it's coming. That's that not being consistent with your friendships, right? So I need y'all to help promote the show. Um, let's get it going. Episodes are going to be dropping. This does not count as this week's episode. This is just a, hey, how you doing? I'm back. It's coming back. Here's a whole word. So Thursday, new episode, new content. And as always, I do appreciate all of you and all of the greatness you're doing out in the world, in the community. Stay positive, stay safe. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. And until then, I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.